I'm Max Berry. I was born and raised pretty much in the Kansas City area. My parents moved here when I was 5 years old, grew up in KCK, moved over to Johnson County when I was in the 8th grade, and that was just about the time that I had picked up the guitar. I started playing guitar when I was 11 years old. I had a cousin from California who would come in for family reunions, and he would always bring his acoustic guitar and play just the most horrible beach folk music tunes that you can imagine. But I fell in love with the instrument, and my mother played piano, my sister played piano, my brother played the trumpet, and you know, so I had access to instruments, but they just never really appealed to me until the guitar, and then it was like, I've got to have one. My parents finally relented, got me one for Christmas, and I started trying to figure it out. Took some lessons from one of my brother's high school friends, and he taught me for probably 4 or 5 months, showed me the basic chords. And at that time there were not a lot of guitar teachers out there, and he essentially said, well, that's really all I can show you, you're on your own. And so I didn't really even pursue it beyond that, just felt, okay, I'll figure it out. So started listening to music and trying to figure things out off the stereo, and of course immediately got into a band with a classmate at school. My first band was called The Odds and Ends. 2 guys, 2 girls, and of course we were 13, 14 years old, and so our parents were driving us around, and we're playing for $5 here, $10 there. Just absolutely loved it. Got a call from a group when I was 16 years old. The group was Nickel Plate Road, and they were a semi-popular top 40 type of band from the Turner area. I auditioned, got the job when their guitar player had left, and started playing with them. This was back in the days when you actually had to have a liquor card to get into to play the clubs. And we were one of those bands that tried to do everything exactly like the record, including solos. So I spent a lot of time woodshedding, basically, sitting down trying to sound like Eric Clapton or Ritchie Blackmore, or we were doing Black Sabbath and all kinds of different things, and it was great ear training for me. At that point I really had no formal musical education. I tried to get out of the music business a few times. I started working in a music store at Jack Need's Pro Shop. I worked with Jack Need for several years. Actually managed Big Dude's music for a couple of years. I played with Oleta Adams, Ida Macbeth, Max Groove. Amazing group of musicians, so I feel very fortunate every night that I'm on the bandstand and they actually let me get up and share the stage with them. That's the cool thing about, as you get older as a musician, you pretty much are in a position to pick the people that you want to play with. And so I have musicians that we've grown very close over the years. Denny Osborne, a great keyboardist, that he and I have a very special musical link. Rick Yord, a wonderful bass player, Michael O'Shiver, a great harpist. So just a number of people that, like I said, I learned from everybody. Kansas City is actually a very good musical town to learn, and there's actually work here for musicians, which is somewhat unusual. There are other towns that have a much more solid association with the music industry, such as Nashville or Los Angeles, but there's so many players, not enough venues, so lots of cats never get out of the basement. In Kansas City, there's jam sessions, open mic nights, things like that, so you can actually get out and perform in public. One of the things that I always tell young people when we're discussing careers is, you don't necessarily have to know exactly that this is what you want to do, but when you do, then go for it 100%. I mean, it's not like you can't have a day job or have other interests, but certainly I think you come to a realization at a point in your life that you know that this is what you were meant to do. As I've gotten older, one of the things that I have done is I started my own record label, my own publishing company, and I enjoy working with artists in the studio as a producer. And so that's really kind of where I see myself more in the future, as opposed to, we all start to feel the age, to go out and play 4 hours a night, any number of nights a week, and it gets tiring. And I have a little bit of onset of some arthritis occasionally that bothers you. So it's nice to be able to do some other things. And for me, that's producing and working in the studio. I like working with singer-songwriters. They tend to be very open to arrangement, and they're not so stuck in, like a band may be, they're either a rock band or a jazz band or a reggae band or whatever, and they don't vary that much in style. Singer-songwriters can kind of be all over the map, and I've worked with some of the best here in Kansas City, Tom Hall, Ben Juno, Leslie Revell, Mark Montgomery, and we're continuing to try and build the reputation of the record label. We do very high-end recordings. We take our time, and you know, these are these writers' children that we're developing in the studio. And again, I like the idea of putting something down that is there for posterity, and it's a snapshot in time of this is what I sounded like, this is what my music was about at this particular time in my life. These were the things that I was writing about that were meaningful for me. And of course, as I've gotten older, you know, the music business has changed so much. I hope I will be remembered as someone who was very supportive of other musicians and who tried to bring them along to the best that they could possibly be. I was very fortunate over the years, like I said, of having worked with and been influenced by a number of amazing musicians. I've also been fortunate that I've had some people who saw some ability in what I was doing and believed in me. And so I really do feel the concept of paying it forward is something that is meaningful for me. I hope to not be leaving here for a while, though I do feel a sense of urgency to capture the music while it's there. And like I said, you only have so much time, and it's important to, you know, forge relationships with people that you share some common goals and visions and are able to help people get the best out of what they have to offer. And so hopefully I'll be remembered as someone who has been a nice guy, an enjoyable guy to work with, and someone who really did have a sincere desire to, you know, boost everybody along to the best of my ability.